Zion, how's it going?
Going good. How you feeling?
I'm doing well. Great Saturday here, summertime Saturday.
Yes, sir. Out here in Charleston, South Carolina. Just got done with another week of summer workouts. Feeling good about it. Got the camp coming up. Report is July 30th, and then we got 7 Saturdays until first game.
7 Saturdays until the first game.
Yeah, feels like it's approaching very quickly.
Yeah, it's coming in hot for sure. Well, congratulations on making moves at the Citadel. I know that you're really excited about the next two seasons coming up. So why don't we take it all the way back to the beginning, though? Where are you from?
I'm from Lorain, Ohio. Not too not too big of a city. It's not too far from Cleveland, about 20 minutes away from there.
Well, as I mentioned to you before, my half my family hails from Garfield Heights.
Yeah. I've been out in Garfield, growing up playing basketball and everything like that, so fairly familiar with the city.
So I reckon that makes you a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah, I mean it's tough sometimes, growing up, but obviously, definitely a Cleveland Browns fan for sure. Hopefully we get some wins this season, get back in the playoffs and everything like that.
I mean, I think Shador had some momentum heading into the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, heading into the offseason and heading into the actual season. I mean, after the season that he just had, pretty sure he's going to come back with some more firepower. Definitely probably lit a flame under his belt, just how many people have doubted him and just knowing like all the adversity that he had to face coming into the league and before he even got into the league. But he's proven himself well and he's going to, be a sentiment for the team this year.
I gotta say before we get too deep into the football, you know, part of the pod. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's just kind of one of the things that I love most about. I think a lot of football journeys is that they're never a straight line.
Nah, never. I mean, one thing about, I mean, anybody's plan, you like, I don't know if anybody's religious or anything like that, but like, you have your plan and then God has a completely different path for you. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's plan is ever going to be just straight line. There's always going to be some hurdles you got to get through, some obstacles, some trials and tribulations. But I mean, as long as you stay the course, you know what I'm saying, and just continue to keep your head down, everything should work out for you.
I'm into that. I'm into that. So, speaking as somebody who has moved around, not a ton, but a little, obviously you're a LeBron James fan, given you
Oh,
know
yeah,
what he's
definitely.
done for the city.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been a LeBron fan since I was younger. I think in my opinion, I think he's the GOAT. It's a good debate about LeBron and MJ, but I think he's the GOAT. Me personally, that's not even being from Cleveland or anything like that, but just the way that he's his pedigree. I mean, you can check his resume, personally who he is outside of basketball, even in the normal basketball, but him personally, I just think he's a great guy, great person. He's definitely a goat.
I mean, I have to imagine that you remember like where you were when he had that chase down block of Iguodala in the finals.
Oh yeah, I could remember it like it was yesterday. I was actually at my homeboy Drayon's house. He lived right down the street from me. We grew up together, and we were watching the game. And as soon as that happened, we went outside. It was me, him, and his sister and her friend, and we were just outside just celebrating and everything like that, just yelling, going crazy. And then I remember being at the uh, there for the parade as well. Being downtown for the parade, it was so many people down there. It was packed. It was packed. A whole lot of chaos, but it was good for the city, and it was a great time, honestly.
I can only imagine. I remember that parade because I mean it was from Kyrie to JR to LeBron and everybody.
Jr. wasn't wearing a shirt. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then you seen like the little sky view of the picture of like how many people were in attendance, and it was crazy, like blocks of people. Like it was so much going on that day.
That's great. So favorite all time Cleveland athlete, any sport. Who are you picking?
All time. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with LeBron. I mean,
Yeah.
just how much he's done for the city, and just hopefully, he comes back to Cleveland. But I mean, if not, then I could picture him going to Philly for sure. Just what they're doing in the building right now, that front office, what they're doing. He could definitely go to Philly, but I hopefully he comes back to Cleveland now.
Well, for the record, I'm a huge LeBron fan. Everything he does in the community, everything he's built as a business person, as a father. I mean, Bronny's turning into a real NBA player. Uh, and all I have to say with this offseason is that, he's definitely put himself in a great position to capture that next ring because Philly, Cleveland, Miami, all these destinations for him are good fits, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even I just read something this morning. His agent report said that he's not ring chasing, but I mean, at this point in his career, he doesn't really have to ring chase. I feel like like I said, his resume just speaks for itself. All-time scoring champion, 4 rings. It's just so much stuff that he has under his belt. So he really doesn't even need the rings. He could retire now if he really wanted to, but I'm pretty sure that's not what he wants to do. I'm pretty sure he just wants to continue his legacy in the league, probably. And whenever it's time to hang him up, we'll probably all know.
Yeah, right. So, like we said, let's take it back. Tell me about your high school football program because I know that that was a clearly just an integral part of who you are, the relationship you have with the coach. So, just kind of break that down.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say, like you said, it's been an integral part of my football career growing up. I went to St. Edward High School. It's in Lakewood, not too far from Cleveland, and definitely a powerhouse within itself. Forget how many state championships we've won from the year 2010 to 2022, something like that. I'm pretty sure we were like the school of like one of the top schools of the generation in Ohio by far. Just how many D1 athletes we've produced, how many state championships we've won. And that all started with just the culture there. I mean, the culture definitely molded me into the young man that I am today, and to the football player I am today, just from just the guys that they just put through that school and the coaches as well. Coach Tom Lombardo, I mean, he just runs a good brand of football over there. He knows a lot, very smart, and he's definitely molded me into the player that I am today, along with my teammates as well. And that's something that I take with me every time I go out to practice, every time I go into a lift, anything into my journey of life. I take those memories and those moments that I've learned from back then in high school. I take that on with me throughout college and right now.
I mean, it's incredible how you can sense, like you said, they play a great brand of football, the cultural side. You get around a great program and you can immediately sense the commitment to excellence that one of those programs has.
Exactly. And you could sense that through the players. I mean, a lot of programs are player driven. They don't need a lot of coaches, giving them a rah-rah speech or anything or motivating them. They want it for themselves. And it shows like that through the players. And a lot of winning football teams are like that.
So, talk about just your take on Ohio versus some of these other powerhouse states, Florida, California, Texas. Just what's your experience with that?
Me personally, I feel like we're overlooked. I mean, we're overlooked in the sense of we don't produce good enough athletes, or we're not fast enough, or this or that. I mean, it's a lot of take from other states and everything like that. But me personally, I feel like we're overlooked. We play great football here, one of the toughest divisions by far for sure. Um, and we produce a lot of great athletes here, in Ohio and in the northeast part of Ohio as well. So I mean, me personally, I feel like we're just overlooked in a sense, but we're getting on the map right now. A lot of people are starting to definitely recognize where we're at and what we're doing, and we're just going to keep going and excelling.
I mean, when I was back in college, I knew that Ted Ginn Jr. was, from that part of Ohio, right?
Mhm.
and Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, how many other players from that area do you look at and say, yeah, like that's your classic Ohio player?
Well, I know we talk about St. Edwards a lot. The Dow brothers. The Dow brothers. I don't know if you know them. I don't know if you know have heard of them, but the Dow brothers were kind of like the blueprint for me, low key.
Okay.
Three of the Dow brothers. They went to Eds as well, and they did a great job. I mean, they all went to Michigan State. Two of them went into the league, I believe, and they were just a blueprint for me of what hard work, dedication does for you. And I looked up to them. They were definitely my mentors growing up. Just getting into that when I was just about to go into St. Edwards, and that's something that I looked at.
So just describe that because um, I think it's always interesting to hear from people who played college football, play the game at a higher level. What did you have a vision of playing in college your freshman year of high school, or was that something that developed?
Oh, I mean, I've had this vision since I was a kid. Honestly, I've been playing football since I was 4, 5, 6 years old. And I've always had that dream of, just picturing myself playing at a Division I school and eventually, playing in the league, playing professional. So that's something that I've always took seriously. I mean, just working hard at that since I was young. And now that I'm actually like living out my dream, it feels so surreal. And, looking up to those guys as well, growing up was also just like, like they're able to do it, just trying to be like a sponge really and soak up all the knowledge and just soak up like their teachings and everything like that. I've had opportunity to train with some of those guys like Andrew Dow. I've had opportunity to train with him before, so just learning from him and just seeing what he has to say. I'm always gonna look back and refer to those moments.
So, I mean, in that respect, like you said, you've had this vision since you were in elementary school on the playground, and now, you're reflecting not only on an incredibly successful career in the Ivy League, but now, like you said, you're positioning yourself to eventually be playing on Sundays. So, walk me through going from a storied high school career in Ohio to choosing Dartmouth College.
That was it was a crazy moment. I'm not gonna lie to you. Still COVID. We're still recovering from COVID and everything like that. The recruitment wasn't picking up how I wanted it to pick up, but I kept praying and everything like that to God that everything will work out, and everything did work out because Coach Keith Clark, recruiting coordinator, he reached out to me, came to a practice whenever we were making our state run, and he he came to a practice. He liked what he seen and everything like that, and he said, "We want you up for a visit." And right whenever I got on campus, I mean, I was with my mom and my uncle, and I loved every part of what Dartmouth had to offer. And it wasn't even about football then. Like, I could just sense like the sense of home, sense of community, how welcoming everybody was, how uplifting everybody was as well. From the players to people walking around. And it was just a no brainer for sure. I left that place knowing like, yeah, this is gonna be my home for the next 4 years, and it was definitely something that I knew it was gonna change my life for the better.
It's an incredible place.
It is
And huge congratulations to you and just that process, as somebody who also played for the Big Green, um, it just like you said, it struck me as a moment in my life that I knew it was going to have an indelible mark on my future for the rest of my life.
definitely.
And yeah, it's an incredible thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's no place like it. I mean, whenever people tell you that there's no place like Dartmouth, no place like the Big Green, like you should definitely listen and taking into heed because it's not. I mean, you know, that's just some place where you make lifelong memories, lifelong friends. I mean, friends turn into brothers, and those are people that you're going to be inviting to your wedding. Those are people that you're going to be working with one day possibly, and it's just people that you'll just call on the phone and just like, hey, how you doing? Checking in on them. and I definitely will definitely cherish every moment of it. So
And so now you're pursuing your MBA at Citadel.
yes, sir.
What was your undergraduate major for the Big Green?
It was good. It was in government. It was overarching, but it was also in philosophy, politics, and economics, and
Wow.
also in Native American Indigenous Studies.
Wow. Kept it moving over there.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's great. And then was there during your time at Dartmouth, was there a particular team in the Ivy that you legitimately did not like?
Yeah, I would definitely say Yale. Coach T, Coach McCorkle. The rest of the staff. They could definitely attest to this. They always had this distaste. It was just like the Yale week. You could just tell that they had a distaste for him just talking about him. Even Coach Brooks, and Coach Clark, I mean, just all those guys on the staff, they just had this utter distaste for Yale and obviously Harvard as well. They kind of go hand in hand, just type of people they are. But definitely this past season, the Yale for sure.
And how did you feel like you played in the Yale games?
Oh, I think I played good. I mean, we got the win too. That was on homecoming. It was on homecoming. I think I had a great game that game. And we got the win too. Shout out Owens out making a go ahead field goal so we could walk away with the win.
Shout out. So tell me, I was fortunate enough to attend the Celebration of Life service for Coach Buddy Teevens. He was not my coach at Dartmouth,
Yeah.
um, but man, did I walk away from that event just so unbelievably moved by the number of lives that Buddy Teevens had touched and improved and led all these people on pathways of leadership in their lives. So just talk about the coach and everything that he's meant to you.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, he's impacted and touched so many people outside of the game of football. I mean, inside the game of football and outside the game of football. But I mean, he's definitely uh, one of those people that definitely touched a lot of guys, touched a lot of people, impacted a lot of lives, and his legacy will definitely continue to live on throughout Dartmouth and throughout the game of collegiate football because he changed it. He changed the safety and the way that people practice nowadays. So he's definitely someone that I will never forget and always cherish his lessons that he's had instilled to me. A&I, adjust and improvise. I can remember just like yesterday where he walked right past me during my visit on up to Dartmouth, and he gave me the offer. And I could just remember just the smile that I had on my face and how I was just little wiggly and just knew that I was going to be coming there and playing for him. And it was very tragic the day that we lost him. It was right after a practice, but we knew that we were playing for more than ourselves. We were playing for much more bigger cause, and just who he was as a person. He was great to be missed. But yeah,
I was moved also because you play enough football. You've had a lot of different kinds of football coaches, right? And everybody's got a different personality.
yeah,
Some people love to kind of maybe play the tough guy role a little more than others. Other people are more cerebral, on the chalkboard or whatever. But Coach Stevens just described to me because he seemed to me like a unique combination of a guy who's legitimately tough, but was a real thinker.
Well, one thing that he told his football players, he said, "Be football time when it's football time. Be a student when it's academic time, and be a good person all the time." And I'm pretty sure a lot of his past players can attest to this that he wasn't someone who was always just football oriented. He was somebody who cared about his players. He cared about what was going on outside of the lines, outside of the classroom. He wanted to know about your family. He wanted to know how you were doing mentally. He wanted to check in on you. He wanted to build that connection with you because he knew someday you're going to stop playing football one day. You're going to go from Dartmouth and you're going to be out in the real world. And he wants to know everything. He wants to be there to check in on you, to like put you in the best position that he can, and he was somebody who definitely lived up to that. Whenever it was time to get into that mode of football, he was definitely that guy. It was time to lock in on something. He was definitely that guy to do so, but he wasn't always just 100% football. He was also, family oriented, and he was also somebody who was just somebody who you could call on and just talk to.
Yeah. And that, I mean, what a remarkable, like I said, presentation. I mean, Commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, was there at his service. I mean, the amount of people and just the level of passion for this man was outrageous. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show how many lives he's just impacted and how many lives he's touched, and has been a great, you know, mentor and a great leader in his world and his time.
Curious, as kind of like a just side question here, what was it like as a player going from like a hard-nosed program in Ohio to a coach or a practice environment where you're hitting a robot instead of a human being?
I would definitely say it was a little weird, just hitting a pop up, or hitting like you said, a robot that's moving on its own. But it was something that you got to adjust to. It was a little weird at first because you're not hitting a person, actual person that's moving. But I would definitely say that it helps. It definitely helps your technique. Definitely helps with how you approach things and everything like that. But it was definitely different for sure.
I mean, I'm asking because I've been so impressed with just Dartmouth's commitment to excellence across the board with the sports program, but for the football program to make those kinds of adjustments, that's
Yeah.
major for the sport, major for the culture, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because they were looking at, how many like guys on the team were getting like concussions just because of head on head, like just head on head collisions. And it wasn't doing the program any good. And I know people were definitely looking at Coach T like, what are you doing? Like they were probably looking at him like he was crazy. And now to see that people are actually taking that plan and putting it into their programs, it's just like, okay, now like we're changing the trajectory of football, we're changing how people practice, and we're keeping the player safe, player safety. So definitely,
No, it's definitely some next level, coaching.
exactly.
Um, so you were just in Hanover for commencement for your graduation.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I remember telling you just I saw the video of you walking across the podium. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
So just describe that experience of going back to campus and getting your diploma and all that kind of thing.
I mean, just going up there, college on the hill, I mean, all the memories and stuff like that just hit you, that love for that campus, just being surrounded by the trees and everything like that, seeing my old teammates, old classmates and everything like that, like all the love and passion for that school just started to hit back and hone it back in for me. But I would definitely say it felt like it was like 2 seconds. It felt like a fever dream. It felt like I was there for like literally like a day, and then I was out again, just back in coming back down South Carolina. But I remember vividly whenever they called our row up and we were walking towards the stage, and just right before I was about to walk by, like I was shaking. I was like, wow, like this is happening, because I'm a first generation student. And, this is like big for not only me, but big for my family and the people in it. And so I was just like very just proud of myself and just proud of, the journey and everything like that has happened. But it was definitely surreal for sure.
Well, I want to read back just some of your 2025 season accomplishments and then ask you a question here at the end. So you led Dartmouth's Big Green with 83 tackles from the inside linebacker position, including five for a loss with two sacks. You also had an interception, fumble recovery, and you were awarded the Hard Nosed Award for the team, which I know they don't give out to everybody.
No, they don't. They give it to one person. Uh, Definitely had a lot of trials and tribulations at Dartmouth. Just from coming in, had some couple a little hiccup. with my heart going into there. I didn't know I had a slightly enlarged heart, so I wasn't able to attend fall camp going into my freshman year, and that set me back a little bit because I didn't know if I was going to be able to play, like how everything was going to go, and then I suffered a couple of injuries there as well, with my foot and ankle. But I never let that those injuries or those setbacks, deter me from any of my goals. I always knew that I was going to have some type of impact for the team, whether it was just being a leader or just, on the football field or in the weight room or anything like that. And I definitely just kept my head down and kept working. And that led to, the remarkable season that I had last season. I'm looking to build off of that and, go even crazier and be even better this season.
Absolutely. So describe now, you got your Dartmouth, history locked and loaded, and now you're forging ahead with the Citadel. So walk me through just the process of choosing the Citadel and just how you are looking at the program, your other teammates, where you're at with everything down there.
Most definitely. I mean, the portal was definitely something that was very chaotic. Definitely something that I knew I wasn't ready for. I didn't know how to like really approach and navigate it. But Coach Jackson was the first coach to give me an offer out the portal, and ever since then, he had offered a couple of my other teammates as well, and they were telling me about the school. And I was talking to one of my teammates in particular, Tyson Grimm, and he was somebody who was telling me about the school, telling me how much he liked it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on a visit, So went on a visit, and coaches were definitely they kept it real with me, and they were upfront about everything, And that was one. And one thing while I was in the port, I was just like, I could see myself going down south, After being up north for all of my life, I could definitely see myself being down south. And they play great brand of football. They have great, excellent coaches, coaches that coached in the league, coaches that have done won championships and everything like that. So I know I wanted to play for a team like that. And right now we are continuously building each and every day, each and every morning. We're out there at 5:40 on the field working out, getting better, And I can definitely sense how hungry this team is, how badly they want to win, how badly we want to just prove everybody wrong who's been doubting us. So that's one of the things that's definitely been driving us this whole entire summer and this off season.
So you're back at your inside linebacker position.
Yes, sir.
What style of defense is Citadel implementing here?
We could switch it up a little bit. Sometimes we could go a 3-3-2, or sometimes we'll go a 4-3 or 4-2, just depending on what type we want to give what type of look we want to give the offense and everything like that.
And who are you already identifying? You had Yale and Harvard at Dartmouth.
Uh,
Who are the new sort of who are you setting your sights on here? Within.
I'm setting my sights on the whole SoCon, honestly. Every single game that we have this year, I mean, I just look to make my mark and impact the game in any way, in any facet that I can, honestly, just to show, that, anybody and everybody that we could definitely play and compete with whoever.
So how would you describe your game? I mean, obviously, Zion, you're a very tough, dedicated, and I would imagine extremely prepared and cerebral player on the field.
Yes.
What kind of techniques, what kind of things are you working on to sort of just level up your game, for Citadel as well as for Sundays?
I would definitely say just being faster. That's one thing that we've been working on a lot this summer, just being faster and just being a better athlete. I mean, me personally, I want to make every play out on that field, even in the box, even outside the box. I feel like that's one of the good things about my game is I can run. And another thing is, just being better at defeating blocks, trying not to get blocked as much. Just whenever those big linemen are coming at you, just figuring out a way to avoid them or get past them without making minimal impact as possible and getting to that ball.
Yeah, I don't. So, in college, I played corner and kick returner. I was more of an offensive guy in high school.
Yeah.
And for the inside linebacker position, I don't know if a lot of people appreciate that you're the quarterback of the defense,
Yes, sir.
and you've got to make, just like a quarterback does on every single snap, you're making split second decisions based on reads, on steps, on what the whole motion of the offense is doing in real time. And then, like you said, you're not only having to shed a block, which oftentimes is a guy who's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guard or maybe a fullback who's a big guy, but also to not make any missteps, fill the hole, do what you need to do, and there's no hiding because the eye in the sky does not lie.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, that's definitely that's our job. I mean, one thing that I've definitely learned over the years is just how to slow the game down.
yeah,
I mean, especially heading into college, the game seemed very sped up. Seemed like I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing at times. But just going back and relying on my training and just my preparation for the game has definitely put me in the position where where I'm able to slow things down, where I'm able to read things, where I'm able to see something that somebody else isn't seeing, where I'm able to recognize a particular formation, or I'm able to recognize uh, how much weight that old lineman has on his hands, or if he's going to be pulling, if he's going to be, you realize and you recognize those tendencies from teams and from particular players. And after a minute, you can you can start to minimize how many what like a team is going to run based off of formation, based off of back alignment, based off down and distance, just proper preparation like that puts you in a position to where you're going to be around the ball 90% of the time. And I think that's one thing that I do well at, get my nose for the ball and try to be there.
that's what it's all about. Get to the ball. So tell me, how is it going in terms of also charting your pathway forward with the MBA route you're on?
Oh, I mean, it's wonderful. It's a little different right now because I've never had online classes. That was a little different for me at first, but I grew into liking it more. Allows me to have more time for ball, allows me to have time to get on the field and recover and everything like that. But getting my MBA was definitely something that I wanted to do, and it's something that I definitely will obtain. Hopefully, by next, I want to say May. By next May, I should have obtained my master's degree in business, and to take that on to a career in real estate or something along those lines.
Smart. I mean, I think that every single coach, Zion, I would imagine, who's met you, sees the level of focus and dedication within, a nanosecond.
Yes, sir.
And, and, I think that that's something that carries people through, particularly in any sport, but particularly in a sport like football, where you have to love it, one.
Yeah,
And two, you have to have that measure of wanting to improve your game, both mentally and physically, and like culturally, even, being a part of the program in a way that the program needs you to help the team win.
exactly. Because at the end of the day, I know it's not about me. Like, yeah, you can have all the individual accolades and everything like that, but if I can't, if I can't do it all by myself, I have to have 10 other guys on the field with me to come together and get everybody be on the same wavelength, everybody being on acting as one sound, one mind, one heartbeat, so we can go out there and perform at the greatest level that we can. Because I know I go into every workout or you know every practice knowing that, okay, how can we get better today? You know, how can we together as a defense get better today to get ready for Wofford, to get ready for week one, to, you know, last and build each and every day. I call it stacking days. I mean, I break it, we break it down each and every day on stacking days. So, you know what we have to do, and we know that, it takes all of us, not just one individual person.
So before we tapped in, we were talking on the phone, and you were telling me how the team takes time to acknowledge what everyone's respective why is.
Mm.
why people are doing X, Y, or Z, whatever. So walk me through that. Tell me about some of the whys. Tell me about your why.
I would say my why all starts with number one being my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's just somebody who I've just been relying on my whole entire life. Growing up as a Christian, he's definitely gotten me through a lot of tough times in my life. He's definitely blessed me with the abilities that I have to this day, and I just know I wouldn't be here without him. Number two would be my mother. Uh, that's just she's my that's my hero. I mean, I look up to that woman. I admire that woman because of her work ethic, and just how much she's been through in this life. You know, she's been sick this past couple of years, but not once have I ever seen her give up or anything like that or drop her head. She's just continuously worked hard, and I truly admire that. And what I'm doing right now, I give it to her. You know, everything that I'm doing right now, I give it to her, and I would be doing her the service if I wasn't working hard because she's worked hard my whole life and making a way for her five children just to live and just be where we are at in this life right now. Third would be my family. I mean, I couldn't do anything without them as well. I mean, I love all my siblings, love my grandma, grandpa, uncles, everybody. I mean, they truly uh, molded me into the man I am today, and they believe in me, and they definitely have put a lot of time and effort into me. So I love them, and I can give them all of everything as well. And lastly, would be myself. I feel like I owe it to myself from having that dream when I was a young boy to now being 22 years old, you know, having almost everything that I wanted whenever I was a kid, and just how many people have kind of doubted me or definitely didn't see where I could be in this position at. So I definitely owe it to myself to continue to work hard and just see what happens.
Well, it's a testament to you, Zion, because I mean, to maintain the vision that you have had since, like you said, you were 4 or 5 years old on the playground to living the lessons that you have learned, like what you just said about your mother. I mean, it's hard to say that there's a bigger why out there than making sacrifices every day for a mom who you know makes sacrifices every day for everything that she has to make possible.
You know,
And so, I mean, getting to know you through this process, and just doing the kind of research that you would do to put together a podcast and all that, I gotta tell you that I'm constantly inspired by everything that you are throwing yourself into daily.
I appreciate that definitely. It's been an honor and a privilege just to work with you and just to, you know, pick your brain about Can't Knock the Hustle. I mean, that's something that I was looking at. I seen your page pop up on Instagram one time, and I was just like, Can't Knock the Hustle. I was like, that's hard, that's tough. And you know, we finally got to tap in with one another, and we were able to get on a call, you know, and just been phenomenal working with you, picking your brain, and just getting to know the real reason why you do this and just knowing your background and everything like that.
Oh, that's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Yes,
Well, all I gotta say is it's been such a pleasure. Where you are in South Carolina is one of the more beautiful places in the country,
yeah, it is. It's nice.
and you know I'm gonna see what I can do to get down to see a game this fall. Uh,
Please do. Let me know. I can definitely hook you up with a ticket or something like that. Get you a good spot, and definitely got to connect afterwards.
I'm looking forward to making that happen for sure.
Yes, sir.
Well, all I can say is thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for telling, you know, more of your story, which is just such a great one, and it's only just the beginning chapters. And so I'm thrilled and honored to have learned this much more about you, Zion, today. And yeah, I'm looking forward to connecting down in South Carolina.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. You have a great one. We'll talk then.
All right, sounds good.